Oh no! Ah, sh Ah, sh I don't think these. Ah.
Productions.
Alright, what's up guys? Ethan here again. Today, I think is the day. I think today's the day. We're gonna put the engine all back together and hopefully we can get it all done today, but if not, I mean, we'll finish it up tomorrow and probably have the engine back in. So, yeah, let's get started on it. I got a lot of stuff to do. So first things first, we got head gaskets and dowels, or what do you want to call them, head studs. So I guess I'll go look up the torque specs and everything for the studs for this guy. I'll put the studs in, put the gaskets on, and we'll tap those heads on. Actually, first, I should probably go get a bucket and throw all those cams and whatnot in a degreaser real quick. Oh yeah, super degreaser. Well, we're coming for you boys. So, we got one head in. I'm gonna do them in order, so that way we got all of our bearings in the right spots. So you can't see because of the foam, but basically I've got the buckets right here, buckets here, cam, bracket, 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 bracket. So everything's still aligned, and I haven't lost my place on anything, so it's just gonna sit there, soak, and then, I don't know, maybe once I do one side of the head studs or something, I'll come check on it, wipe her down, put it on a nice new clean paper towel, and we'll be ready to stick it in, pop these ones in, so on and so forth. So yeah, I'm gonna go try and get some head studs in. So first things first, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make sure all of these mating surfaces are nice and clean. Might as well get to these first. All this will be easier to clean without the studs, obviously, so that's what I'm gonna do first. So basically all I got right here, I've just got some, what do you want to call it, like red Scotch-Brite. This might be a little aggressive in most cases, but this will be just fine. It's not going to hurt anything. And then basically I've just got some aluminum McGuire's wheel cleaner. Since the block's aluminum, I figured this would probably be just a good basic degreaser / cleaner. Shouldn't hurt the metal at all. Alright, so now that I'm up to cleaning everything off, I'm just going to take a razor blade, nice fine razor blade, and just get all of this big gasket off. And then I'll just hit this with some red Scotch-Brite and some, what do you want to call it, like 4 quad 0 triple lot, some people call it, steel wool. And hopefully that'll clean up the mating surface real nice, but I'm just going to get the residual gasket with this razor blade real quick. Now that I'm done using the razor blade to clean the surface, I'm just going to go over it with some quad 0 steel wool and some Scotch-Brite. Starting with the Scotch-Brite because it's a little more aggressive, I believe. Alright, so here we are. Our surfaces are nice and shiny again. I got most of it. It's kind of not wanting to zoom in. There is like a little residual color, but this is nice and flat. The razor blade couldn't take any of this off. The only stuff that really seemed to stay on was right here. And this is sunken into the metal. That's below. So like if I scratch at that at all, it scratches everything around it, not the black stuff. So whatever happened there, that's a little bit sunken in there. Everything else just looks like discoloration and staining. So we're doing pretty good. So I'm gonna hit this with a little degreaser, make sure the surface is really nice and clean, maybe some brake clean, and we'll start installing our head studs. Sorry, terrible lighting. Just not a whole lot of light over here. I'm just gonna have to make do with what I got. But basically, What's inside the ARP head studs box? What model are we going with? These are 260-4701. And you want to make sure you get the 401s if you are working with a dual overhead cam. Really? The light turned off now? But basically the 4702, which is actually more expensive, is actually for single overhead cams. So I kind of thought I was like, oh no, I have to pay for the expensive one. But really, those are for naturally aspirated engines. So no need there. The turbo part is actually the cheaper part for some weird reason, even though they're like the exact same thing. I'm not sure what the difference is. But in the box, basically, you get your studs, you get your washes, you got some nuts, and you got some basic instructions, some assembly, not lubricant. It says lubricant, but now that I think about it, this probably is lubricant. Probably to help the nuts tighten down without seizing up. It's probably not like a Loctite or anything. Which I kind of question. Maybe I should put some Loctite on those? Probably not. I mean, they are getting punched down to 95 foot-pounds. So, and then you got your basic little ARP sticker. So it's nice, some stuff. That's some nice stuff. And basically, what we're gonna want to do is if you take a look at these, you'll notice on one end it is solid. Let's see if it can focus on me a little bit. One side is solid, and then the other side you've got a hex. Basically, you want to hand tighten these in and make sure your threading is good, nothing's gunked up in your threads of your block. And then you're going to use the hex to just tighten them down. You're not torquing them down, just tightening them down. Because basically that's the job of the nut. And as far as I'm aware, so I'm just gonna hand tighten these, make sure the threads feel good, and we'll see where we're at from this. But basically I'm going to try and make sure that these are all evenly flush to the block, and by doing that I'm going to just put my torque wrench to its lowest setting. Right now it's set to 5 foot-pounds, which should be pretty low. I'm just going to see if I can get these to make sure they're seated, and I just want to kind of gauge and get these all evened out as best as I can. So just the weight of the tool is pretty much pulling it down. Resistance. Feels like, yeah, I don't even want to do it that hard. I'm just gonna do it by hand. Pretty much there. There it is. There it is. There we go. Oh, there it is. Light torque. It is. Light torque. Nice. Alright, so basically what we're using to put the engine back together, just some good old-fashioned Subaru Genuine. Oh shoot. Basically this was the cheapest method to do this. And I'm sure some aftermarket stuff is technically better, but I'm not too worried about that, as I do plan to actually either redo this block in the near future. Because obviously we're just doing heads on it. This thing's got 200,000 miles on it. I mean, bearings are going to be going out pretty soon, no doubt about that. All the other stuff that's going on in the engine, it just needs to be redone as a whole. So I'm not too worried about longevity of these. This is a cheap option, and it's genuine Subaru, so it's not crap. It's just good stuff. So this will definitely hold us together for the meantime. And yeah, ooh, shiny boys. I don't know if you saw the heads before I got them all hot tanked and everything, but they were like orange. They were due. And I don't know if I said anything about it, but I did have this guy. I did have the valves checked and everything. So not only was it holding compression, but it was also it had no valve leak or anything. So we're good to go. Bottom of the engine. This is our exhaust port right here. So this is the right side. Ooh, nice shiny surface. Got these freshly milled. Just like that. Didn't even have to tap her down. Looks like it's seated all the way around. Perfect. I don't even have my camera in the right spot anymore. Look at me. Jesus. Right there. Alright, so I don't know if this part's necessary at all. Probably not. But I'm going to get these lightly cleaned up. These are the washers and the nuts to the head stud kit. This probably isn't needed at all. I mean, they came this way for a reason. I'm sure it's more of just so they don't oxidize or whatever. But I'm gonna give these a quick brake clean, so we're not putting any of this assembly oil or whatever this packaging oil is onto the block itself. They're kind of sticky. Maybe it's supposed to be that way. I don't know, but like, see how all the washers are stuck together? You don't, like, gotta like break them apart. They're pretty thick with oil. Maybe this is that assembling lube, but I mean, if I'm putting a lube on it anyways, then I'd rather just not have this stuff in the engine itself. So I'm just gonna hit these with brake clean real quick. Especially in this wonderfully non-ventilated room. And it smells great. Woo. Almost knocked the camera over. Alright. I swear, that brand of brake clean is one of the nastiest smelling things. Alright, so this is going to be a messy bit, but basically what it's saying to do, I think we've got too much view over there. So basically we're going to be putting this anti-seize / lubricant on the back of the nut head / thread. So I don't know how much we need, but it says thoroughly apply, so it must mean it wants enough. So let's see what we got. So I'm actually just gonna put these washers down. It doesn't say anything about putting it on the washer. So put the washer on the thread. So I guess, I don't know, it's kind of hard to get to that. So first of all, let's see what kind of consistency we got here. Feels kind of like an RTV. Feels kind of thick. It is kind of thick. It's coming out pretty solid. So it did not say to use this on the back of the thread though. It just said to use it on the side with the nut. So I'm just gonna apply like maybe it said thoroughly, so maybe just over a pea-sized amount on the back of the thread, the best I can, and then maybe another pea-sized amount on the back of the nut. We'll see. So let's see here. Yeah, so there's one. So I just coated the back of the nut. I don't know if it's even wanting to focus. Let's try and get that there set. So let's try that. It doesn't want to focus, but whatever. It's the back of the nut. I also put it on the back of the face of the nut where it's touching the washer. So that's probably, it just wants to be able to slide so it properly torques. I'm guessing that's all the lubricant really is for. It's for anti-seize / proper torque. So it's actually the torque holding it down, not the pressure on the bolts themselves. After this, I'm going to have to probably do like a mild break-in period because there's going to be so much lubricant and random gunk in the oil after this. Who knows? I know nothing. If I say I know something, I don't. Just believe in that. I don't know nothing. Okay. Alright, so we're going to do this. We're going to get the first couple torque specs down. It goes 30, 60, 90. So let's go up here to 30. I'm actually going to start off with 20. Just because it's the first seating. Alright. I got 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. I really should get a nicer torque wrench since I'm doing so many projects, but alright, we'll bump her up to 30. Now we're doing 50. Cool, so those are torqued down to 70. While we're waiting on that, what's up, nerd?
Nerd here.
I am. What are you doing?
I was just making some peanut butter jelly sandwich. I was gonna tell you thanks for getting jelly, because I only told you to get peanut butter because we haven't run out of jelly too.
Yeah, you're trash.
Good job. But I was sitting there making it, and I just heard noises. I'm like, damn, I can hear them from upstairs through the washer. Like I thought there was like an air.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I know she's in the garage.
I'm in the garage talking to a camera.
Yay. This smells different in here. What'd you do?
I don't know. There's
It
always
smells
things.
like-
There's always things going on in here.
It doesn't smell like car oil and stuff like that. It smells like citrus.
It's probably that brake
Citrus.
clean. It does not smell like citrus. Let me tell you.
Citrus and like something I would burn my head off with.
Yes. It's probably brake clean.
It smells like hairspray. That's what it smells like.
Ugh, it's awful.
Something you can light
If I
on
act
fire.
like right now, it's diluted, but if you spray it right out, it smells awful. I think it literally it makes my stomach mildly sick when I spray it. I'm like, ugh.
She's like, alright. I gotta pee, man.
Of course you do, little brother.
Better edit in me saying, I gotta pee, man.
100%, I'll throw that in there.
I gotta pee, man.
All right, so seems like timing's pretty good at this point. Pulled out the top cam for the right side of the engine, and I don't know if it's just the degreaser and what's going on, but we're getting kind of a, oh no, it's just the oil, it's coming off. I just got a toothbrush out. I'm gonna take as much of this garbage off real quick as I can. Oh no! Ah, sh**. Ah, sh**. I don't think these... Ah, sh**. Alright, good morning, guys. It's basically towards the end of the week of me filming videos and whatnot, and I'm just gonna show you with some updates. I'm not sure how I'm gonna splice this into the video, but here we go. So finally got some parts into the cars and whatnot, and I had some time to myself to just organize up the garage. But yeah, so we got Subaru on this side, RX-7 on this side, got the toolbox off the ground, and yeah, nice big open workspace now where we can just do what we need to do. So I messed up big time. I've got the other cam on the car, or on the engine right now. I threw these guys in some degreaser and went to clean them. So this is a bearing for the cams. See how it's nice and shiny, polished, smooth, no roughness. As you can see here, the lobes and everything, they're still polished, they're still shiny for the most part, they're good to go. But if you look at the bearings and the lobes on this guy, now they're rough. They're not so rough, these are pretty good, but the ones on the bearings themselves are completely gone. There it goes. And of course now there's no light there. Here, I'll put an actual bearing right next to it so you can see the difference. Yeah. And this is not smooth at all. This is very rough and pitted versus this. This is smooth, super smooth and glidable. This is rough. Basically, you can't buy these caps. You can't buy these cam caps individually. This cam itself is destroyed. Well, I wouldn't know if it's destroyed. I could probably take this to a machine shop and get it polished, but I don't even want to test it because of how badly this reacted. I don't even want to know how rough or how many thousandths of inches or whatever were melted off of this camshaft. I don't even want to put these in my car. And basically the only way to fix all of this is I can't just go buy new cams or cam caps. I have to go buy a whole new head. And since I'm gonna buy one head, I might as well buy the other head so they'll be even. I really messed up. Basically everything I did, so I got those heads milled, valve checked, everything. These are completely useless, and I've tightened them onto the block. So I've got to untorque these, take them off, and start fresh. So I'm pissed. But yeah, it's gonna be okay. Right now we've got some projects to work on still. Yeah, we're just wiring up Ethan's Jeep, and I'll probably find some other things to do this week and keep you updated. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Just remember to triple check anything you're working on. I did go and look at forums and whatnot, and nothing said anything about that you can't take those to degreaser. So I don't know what happened. I must be just like the kind I got. If that's the case, do not use Meguiar's degreaser on any of that kind of stuff. It literally will eat it away. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe button, and if you could leave me a comment with some constructive criticism, that'd be awesome. And have a good rest of your week.